Hello, beautiful people of the internet. How are you doing today? My name is Jackie and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this is going to be the start of another writing vlog, and in this writing vlog, I cannot end the vlog until I finish my book. So I am almost done draft number 1 of my current historical mystery manuscript, nicknamed Project Dagger, which is a murder mystery set in the 1930s in London, greatly inspired by Agatha Christie and that classic crime fiction vibe. I am almost done this manuscript, and so I am just going to keep at it and keep trying to write as much as I can until I'm done draft number 1. You know those videos on Booktube where people are like, oh, I can't stop reading until I find a 5-star, and so the vlog just keeps going on and on until they find a 5-star book? This video concept is basically like that, except instead of trying to find a 5-star book, I'm just trying to finish my draft. Currently, my draft is 72,052 words. I'm aiming for somewhere between like 80 and 90,000. I would like it if it could be on the lower end of the spectrum because I want to have plenty of room to play around with in editing. So we're just gonna keep this vlog going until I type the end on draft number 1. I feel like I'm really close. I've written a lot of words and I'm at the part of the book where like we're about to get to the reveal. I outline my books using the Save the Cat thriller plot beats, as I've mentioned before, and so currently I am at the loss of sidekick plot beat, which is pretty close to the end, and I feel like I can finish soon. I'm sorry if there's clanging in the background. My mother is putting away the dishes. That's about it for the intro. I decided to start this vlog today because I'm about to go to my Mystery Writers of America meeting, and for today's meeting we are just doing some writing sprints. I think we're gonna go for 25 minutes, take a break, and then do another 25 minutes. So that's like almost an hour of writing time right there, and we'll see how things are going after that. Hi everybody! So this is what I got done on Saturday during the meeting, and then the next day I watched a Writing Sprints replay on YouTube, and that's what I got done. I actually just got to the part where we're about to find out who the murderer is. Like, we're about to have that, you know, confrontation with the villain plot beat. So like the book is almost over. Got to the big reveal, and I'm gonna start working on that. I feel like it's hard to, you know, have everything be explained in the end without going full villain monologue, but I'm just gonna draft it and then we'll see. I feel like in draft 2 I might add some more clues, because right now I don't know if there are enough clues. I want it to be a surprising reveal, but I also want readers to feel like they had all the information they needed to figure it out. So it's kind of a delicate balance, but right now I'm not going to worry about that too much. I'm just going to try to get the draft done. Hello, so I am about to head out for the night. This is the 3rd angle that I've tried for this shot, because God, the lighting in here is just terrible. I don't know why it's so bad tonight, but my quick update is I haven't written that much since I last talked to you, but I have actually started working on a playlist. So this is kind of weird. It's something I've never done before, but I've actually started making a playlist with songs that kind of remind me of the main characters in my book and the relationship that they have. I've never done something like this before. I'm not a huge music person, you know. I pretty much know Taylor Swift and like a couple songs by some other artists. So I'm not super into music, but I do kind of like, and maybe this is just 'cause I'm a sad person who has no love life, right? But when I listen to music, I do love to think of like whatever fictional characters I'm obsessed with, and like, oh, this song reminds me of their story. So I kind of thought, why not do the same thing for the characters in my book and their romantic relationship? I was kind of inspired to do that because I was just listening to Spotify on shuffle, and some songs came up where I was like, man, this reminds me of these two characters. So that's kind of why I've started working on this playlist. I will put on the screen the songs that I've added to it so far. If you have any suggestions for other songs with a similar vibe, do let me know. It's kind of that, I still love you. Like, I know we hurt each other, we made mistakes, but I still love you. Do you still love me? I would go back and change it if I could. That sort of vibe. Like two people who have a lot of history, and even though they've tried to forget each other, they just can't fully let go. That's the vibe that I'm going for with this, So if you have any suggestions for songs that I should add, do let me know. I mainly listen to pop music, but I didn't want to add anything to the playlist that was too poppy, for lack of a better word, because it is a historical book, so I feel like something super upbeat and modern would kind of sound odd in a playlist for my characters. But that's really it. Has anybody out there done something like this before, or am I a weirdo? I don't know. I like to be able to think of fictional people when I listen to love songs, because I'm a sad girl with no boyfriend. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just a weirdo. I don't know. Hello. So I wrote for 60 minutes altogether today. I did 3 sprints of 20 minutes each, and I have written over 6,000 words this week. That's my weekly total. Currently, the manuscript is at 80,700 words. Ideally, I would like it to be around 85 when we're done, but we'll see. As long as it's under 93, it's better than my last manuscript, which I think probably is too long. It probably should have been shorter. So I've gotten through the villain monologue bit. I'll have to clean that up in editing, because I think I did this with the last book too. I think when I'm on draft 1 and I get to the villain reveal part, I do a bit of a villain monologue, and that's something that I always need to work on in editing, because obviously you want to explain all the clues and everything, but you don't want it to come across as, here I am just dumping all of my evil plans onto you, Like, everybody hates that moment in a movie where the villain has the hero, and it's like, why are you talking? Just kill them and you'll get away with it, Everybody hates that moment. I also kind of realized on the fly that the way I had planned out the scene in my head wasn't really gonna work, because if I kept it that way, we would have, during this confrontation with the villain, literally 3 different characters burst into the room unexpectedly, and I think that would have just got tired after the second time. So I changed up my ideas a little bit on the fly, because I don't want it to come across like, oh my god, another person just showed up and busted in on this confrontation. Like, it would have been ridiculous, So I consolidated it a little bit. But that's where I'm at. We figured out who the villain is and why they did it. And after this, once I finish that, my guests are here, I have to be quick. After I finish that, then we will have the romantic resolution, and then we will have the romantic resolution, and there will be an epilogue at the end. Okay, I have house guests, I have to go, but that is how it's going, so we're almost done. Yay! Okay, I lied, because I said that I was done for the week, but then I just, messed around and wrote 2,400 and something more words. So that's it. I think, I just got very into it today. Like, the end is near, and I just can see it, Last week I was kind of struggling because there was a part of me that really wanted to be done the book, and also another part of me that kind of wasn't ready to let go yet. Like, I was having fun drafting it and I wanted to make it last a little longer. But I think now that I'm so close to the end, I'm just ready. I can see it. I'm ready to cross the finish line and feeling pretty excited. So we're almost done. I could finish the book tomorrow, hypothetically, but we'll just see how the day goes. I'm already like over a month ahead of my deadline, so it really doesn't matter if it's tomorrow or the day after that or the day after that. Like, it's going really well, so can't complain. My cat is screaming, but I already gave her treat, so I don't know what she wants. Good night. Hello. So I didn't end up getting as much writing done today as I was hoping to. My plans for the day kind of changed, and now it's 4 p.m., so I'm probably just going to call it a day. But I am now at 83,952 words, and I am working on the romantic resolution for my book, which is exciting. I want this to be a very romantic moment. I want this to be like the most beautiful scene that I've ever written. And I've written a lot of fan fiction in my day, so I've written a romantic scene or two, but I want this one to be really good, you know? And I think it is a fine line between beautiful declaration of love and cheesiness. So I'm just going to try to get it perfectly right. And then we're going to have an epilogue. So all is looking well. I think I'm going to be done soon. And hopefully the word count will be in about that range that I was looking for. We are in the home stretch of this project now. I am on the epilogue, and I really have to restrain myself from just totally neglecting my workday responsibilities and finishing the book, because I do feel really good about the epilogue. I think it's going to bring things full circle in certain ways and wrap up every character's story with a little tiny twist at the end, but I can't write it right now. I am also planning to do some Zoom writing sprints with my writing friends tomorrow, so I want to have a little bit left to work on during our Zoom meeting. I did finish up, obviously, the romantic resolution today. I watched several videos that I had on my watch later playlist about how to write a good kiss. Because I've written many kisses before, obviously. I wrote fan fiction literally since I was 12, right? So I've written a lot of kisses, you know? But I wanted it to be a good one. And I feel like I'm not as good at writing kisses and all the sensations of it as some other writers I've seen. You know, like, I don't know what people smell like, you know, like, have you ever been reading a kiss scene and you're describing like the hands and the hair and she smelled like vanilla and morning dew and like all these really specific descriptors, and I'm like, how do you know? You know, like, I've never been that close to someone and like had all these perfect descriptors of what they smell like, you know? So I'm not as good with that very specific sensory detail as maybe some other people are. And sensory detail is important when you're writing a kiss. So actually today I did some research into perfumes from the 1920s and 30s, and I picked out a perfume that I think my main female character would have worn. So that was kind of fun. I was doing some deep dives into vintage perfumes, and then, you know, I picked one that I thought maybe she would choose and looked at how that perfume brand like describes the scent of the perfume. So I guess now she has a signature scent. That was kind of interesting, but yeah, hopefully it's a good romantic moment, and I feel like the epilogue is gonna be good, if I do say so myself. I think it's gonna be a good ending, but keep our fingers crossed. We're almost done, you guys. I think we're ready to type the end. Holy crap. Is my hand shaking? That's it. That's draft 1 of Project Dagger. Yay! So I did the math, and between February 7th, when I resumed Project Dagger, and yesterday, March 27th, when I finished it, I wrote 53,690 words in that time period. I'm kind of impressed with myself, not gonna lie. That's really good. Hello everyone, I am here to wrap up this video. I have officially finished draft 1 of my historical mystery manuscript, Project Dagger. It ended up being 86,495 words, which is great. That was about what I was aiming for, and so I think there is a little room to play around with. It actually was originally 86,912, but then I kind of started messing around with some of my crutch words and deleting things, and I had to restrain myself. Because, you know, the advice is that after you finish a draft, you should take some time away with it before you start editing. So that's what I'm gonna try to do, even though deep in my soul, I really want to start editing it now. No, I need to take a little break, get a fresh perspective. The good news is that I am going away this weekend, so I won't be at home to sit around and think about my book all weekend. I need to take a little break so that I can look at it with fresh eyes. At 86,000 and change, I think I can work with that. My querying manuscript is like 92,600 words, which honestly I think is slightly long for a mystery. I honestly think that maybe I should have cut out a character or subplot or something in that querying project, because I think it's too long, but I don't think there's really anything that I could cut from it without making significant edits to the story. So I feel better about the 86,000 range. That's a little bit shorter, and it gives me some room in editing so that I can add stuff. Like I've talked about, I've considered including some mixed media elements in the book. And so that's something that I'm going to consider, think about. And I think if that's something that I do decide to do, I will now have the room and the word count to introduce that element. I'm also going to obviously make a lot of sentence level edits once I start editing the book, taking out overly used words and phrases, but that can wait for now because obviously that's my mom thanking the UPS driver. Because obviously it makes more sense to do the big picture edits first. Like, what's the point of editing a scene if that scene may not even exist in the next draft? You know what I mean? So I'm gonna take a quick break. We'll see how long I can resist the urge to edit, and then I'm gonna start on draft 2. I am excited for it. So I think that's all that I wanted to say here today. I did it. I finished draft 1 of my book, and I wrote over 50,000 words between February 7th and now. That is crazy. I was really struggling with this book at the beginning, but once I got in the zone, I was in the zone, you know? So I'm happy. Thank you so much for watching this video today. If you're still here, why don't you comment a party emoji down below so that we can celebrate me finishing draft 1. If you want to hear my future writing updates, definitely hit that subscribe button. I post new videos on this channel every Wednesday and Sunday, so stay tuned for more about what's next for me and Project Dagger. My social media links are in the description if you want to follow me on Tumblr, Instagram, or be my friend on Goodreads. I think that about covers it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an exceptional rest of your day. Bye, and I'll see you next time.